2 days have passed, but still there's no trace of the men involved in the daring robbery at the OR Tambo International Airport. The airport's company, South Africa, has replaced security guards in the affected operations as a precautionary measure while investigations continue. Security measures around the airport have been further heightened. The SAPS and the airport's company, South Africa, are working closely with other security agencies to apprehend the suspects. Though slowly, the details of the heist are emerging from numerous interviews conducted by ANN7, which point to glaring loopholes.
We want to condemn such. We cannot have a situation where you have got what is commonly referred to as bogus cops or people out there wearing police uniform while they are not police people, because that tends to dent the image of the South African Police Service. We are not an organization that is housing criminals. At this stage, we treat it as an allegation. The allegation is that one of the vehicles was a marked police vehicle. The second vehicle had some blue lights on. We can only confirm once we have laid our hands on those vehicles and also on the suspect to verify who they are. At this stage, we consider it an allegation.
AXA has now released details of exactly how the robbery happened. At exactly 23 minutes past 7 last night, a bakkie with what appeared to be police markings pulled up at a restricted access gate, the North Gate 1. The bakkie was closely followed by a white Ford Focus. Both vehicles had their sirens and blue lights activated. The vehicles were occupied by several armed men, some of them in SAPS uniforms. When requested to validate their credentials, the men produced firearms. Security staff were then rounded up by the armed men and ordered to lie on the floor. The robbers proceeded to the airside of the airport, where they took the undisclosed amount of money from a sealed container. The bakkie and the Ford Focus then left through the same point of entry at 1945.
Management of Airports Company South Africa is deeply concerned by this robbery and the manner in which it took place. We are working very closely with law enforcement agencies to support both the investigation of this robbery and to establish what further measures will be taken. It is of particular importance to note that the safety of passengers, staff, stakeholders and visitors to the airport was not compromised during the robbery, and that it remains of utmost importance and a priority to us.
But the AXA statement leaves many unanswered questions. The first question is who opened the North Gate for the robbers and whether authorization was checked. Were biometrics of the men posing as cops checked before granted entry, or were they carrying flight access cards? Now, were the security guards armed to tackle attempted heists of such a nature? And if they were, why didn't they retaliate and surrender immediately? And there's no mechanism for ambush security to raise an alarm in a situation like this. How could security men who were held hostage by the robbers not found missing or found held hostage by any other security group? Or was there no other security presence in the entire area when the robbers operated with impunity and without being challenged? Is this not worrying that robbers created havoc inside a national key point without being noticed or stopped for a full 17 minutes? How many insiders, if any, have been rounded up or are being suspected of involvement in the heist? Well, it's still not known what the amount of money which was stolen is, but the million-dollar question is who owned the money. The container had at least 27 boxes full of foreign currency. The container was supposedly headed for London. The container was part of the cargo to be loaded onto an aeroplane. The total value of the money reported looted from the container could be up to 24 million rands.